first, starting with a big twist in the Haryana senior IPS Y Puran Singh's death case. Now, in this latest news coming in is absolutely shocking. Now, this is a case of another death by suicide, which is of another police officer, an assistant sub-inspector, Sandeep Kumar, who has killed himself allegedly. The cop has made serious allegations against the deceased IPS officer, Puran Kumar, and Sandeep, in fact, was serving as the assistant police inspector in Rohtak cyber cell and has killed himself. He has left behind a video and also a 3-page suicide note accusing the the late IPS officer of corruption. Shocking revelations have, in fact, and allegations have been made by this assistant sub-inspector. Remember, Mr. Puran Singh, who died in his official residence in Chandigarh, made some serious allegations against some senior police officials. The DGP of the state of Haryana has been sent on leave, and the superintendent of police of Rohtak has been, in fact, transferred after this, where politicians are making a beeline. Let me very quickly tell you what all has been said in this latest twist, where this ASI, in fact, has said that Puran Kumar's wife filed an FIR citing the caste harassment, and now this officer is saying that the entire family and their means, their properties, and should be investigated. He has alleged a lot of corruption and high-level corruption as far as the late IPS officer is concerned. Let me very quickly tell you who are the people as far as this entire the entire murky details are concerned. Now, ADGP Y Puran Kumar died by suicide, blaming 16 officers. Cyber cell officer Sandeep Lather, who was probing this case against Kumar, he also has now killed himself. So this is a twist on twist, and he has accused Kumar, who is the late IPS officer, of mass level corruption. Lather has alleged that Kumar demanded 20 lakh rupees for a transfer and has also filed an FIR citing caste harassment. A special investigation team was formed to probe these deaths. Now, this has rocked the Haryana police completely. And because of these allegations, now there are a lot of questions being raised in the way the rank and file of Haryana police is functioning. Who are the main cast of characters as far as these details are concerned? ADGP Y Puran Kumar, senior IPS officer who died by suicide on October 7. He alleged caste-based harassment against the DGP and several other senior IPS officers in as a reason for his death. Now, Puran Kumar's wife, she is an IAS officer posted in Haryana, cited caste-based harassment. An FIR was filed under stringent sections of the ST-SC Atrocities Act. Shatrujit Kapoor is the DGP of Haryana. He has been sent on leave after serious allegations were leveled against him as well. Now, Narendra Bijania is the Rohtak police commissioner. He was transferred after the suicide of the IPS officer. And the latest entrant in this murky saga is Lather's suicide. The Sandeep Lather, cyber cell ASI, who was probing the graft charges against Puran Kumar. He has also killed himself, and that has left more questions than answers as far as this entire case is concerned.
बहुत ईमानदार और बहुत मेहनती मुलाजिम था। बहुत अभी एक सूचना मिली थी कि उसकी डेड बॉडी मिली है। अभी फॉरेंसिक की टीम बुला रखी है और जांच चल रही है।
एक सुसाइड नोट मिला सर, एक वीडियो भी बनाया, और
जो वो अभी टीम आई है, अभी स्टेज पे कुछ भी बताना मुश्किल है, लेकिन जो भी हुआ है बहुत दुखद घटना है। बहुत मेहनती मुलाजिम था, हमारा तो परिवार का ही मेंबर था।
इससे पुरन कुमार मामले में कुछ
अभी जो मैंने बताया कि हम तो परिवार का सदस्य था इसलिए आए हैं, और अभी उसकी जांच फॉरेंसिक टीम कर रही है।
While on one hand, the Haryana government and the police is scrambling with the spate of these suicides, serious allegations and counter allegations which have been made. On the other, why Puran Singh's death has become an absolutely political drama. On October 14, 2025, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and Union Minister Chirag Paswan, who hails from Bihar, he also, in fact, visited the late Haryana IPS officer Y. Puran Kumar in Chandigarh. Now, remember, Puran Kumar killed himself on October 7th and has alleged caste-based discrimination and harassment in his suicide. Rahul Gandhi has condemned the systemic bias and urged the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister, Nayab Singh Saini, to take immediate action against the officers, those who have been named by Y. Puran Singh. Paswan also echoed these sentiments, emphasizing the need of swift justice and assured the family that he is going to be with them in their fight for justice. Now remember, while Rahul Gandhi is the leader of opposition, Chirag Paswan is a minister in the government. So across the political aisle, there are leaders, those who are making a beeline to meet the family of Y. Puran Singh.
सालों से सिस्टमैटिक डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है. इस अफसर को डिमोरलाइज करने के लिए, करियर डैमेज करने के लिए, रेप्यूटेशन डैमेज करने के लिए सिस्टमैटिकली दूसरे अफसर काम कर रहे थे. तो ये सिर्फ एक परिवार का मामला नहीं है. देश में करोड़ों दलित भाई बहन हैं, उनको गलत मैसेज जा रहा है.
Now, if you are thinking that politicians, of course, have all the right to go and express their solidarity, ask for justice for, if wrong has been done to anybody, whether it's a common man or an IPS officer, just take a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that Chirag Paswan is in Haryana? He's the member of the government. He's also part of the NDA, and he's also gone there today. Why is Rahul Gandhi, right after coming from his foreign trip, has straight away gone to Haryana? And the question would be answered if you look at the Dalit factor in Bihar, and the elections are just round the corner. Dalits make about 19.65% of the population in Bihar. About from the 243 seats of the assembly, 38 seats are reserved for the SCs in Bihar. Dalit voters are crucial in general seats too. If you talk about the Paswan and the Dusad, they form the largest chunk of the Dalit voters in the state of Bihar. No single Dalit vote bank, and Chirag Paswan enjoys that 5.6% consolidated vote bank of the Paswans, which he has inherited from his father Ramvilas Paswan. Now, Paswans back Chirag's party, the LJP, Ramvilas, across alliances. Musahars have also aligned with Jitin Ram Majhi's HAM, who's part of the NDA. Ravidas leans towards the RJD. That's the usual trends that we have seen in various elections. Dalit vote share swings with alliances, no uniform Dalit political preference. It is fragmented, but can be in certain seats quite decisive, apart from the reserved seats as well. Now, if you also take a look at how the Dalit factor has played out in the earlier elections, let me very quickly take you to this graphic, which gives you a better sense. 34% in 2022, the Ravidases voted for the MGB, the Gathbandhan. Apart from that, in NDA, of course, there were 27% votes that came in, 9% for the LJP, and 30% went to others. When you talk about the Paswans, just take a look at these numbers. 22% gone with the MGB. On the other hand, 17% with the NDA and 32% with LJP. Remember last time, LJP and the NDA, LJP fought outside the NDA, and that's where you see the power of Chirag Paswan. Musahars, when you talk about the Musahars, they also have been largely siding with the NDA because of the HAM. Now, very quickly, let me also give you this number of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. In the 2024 Lok Sabha election, this is what the worry for the Bharatiya Janata Party has been. In fact, India bloc in Bihar got about 40% of the Dalit vote and 60% went to the NDA. In UP, 38% vote of the Dalits went to the India bloc and 26% went to the NDA and 32% went to others. Remember, BSP has been a very important force there as well. Is that the reason why you see at this moment a lot of politicians making a beeline as far as the elections are concerned? Let me very quickly at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, go across to discuss this further. I'm being joined by Mr. Ajay Alok, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Dr. Pooja Tripathi is from the Congress Party. She's joining us at this moment. Amitabh Tiwari, well-known statistician, strategist, political analyst, is also with us. And so is senior journalist and political analyst Sanjeev Srivastava. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me on the broadcast. Let me very quickly understand this from you, Mr. Ajay Alok. First, Chirag Paswan today went to meet the family of Y. Puran Singh. As I said, it's right of every politician, wherever they feel that they want to go and express their solidarity, they have the right to do so. But why suddenly a minister in the union government who hails from Bihar had this urgent need to go and meet the family of a deceased IPS officer who has alleged discrimination in Haryana, which is ruled by the BJP, sir?
Well, let me tell you, Chirag Paswan's party also has a presence in Punjab and Haryana. And obviously, the deceased officer, first of all, is an officer. And to lose any young officer due to any reason and because of suicide is something really a matter of concern. And as a responsible politician, he went there and he also represents the union government. So in a way, he did a good job. And he went there and just consoled the family and assured them of all the help. And anyway, the state government is leaving no stone unturned in getting the facts out. And today's development also with another suicide. So things are getting clear day by day. So very soon the whole story will come out. But this is a very tragic incident and it has nothing political about it. So let the state government do their job nicely.
While you may say it's nothing to do with politics, but Dr. Pooja Tripathi, this has been, a lot of people would say, a continuous focus of Rahul Gandhi since before the 2024 election to try and reach out to the Dalits. And one way, of course, is to go and stand in solidarity with the IPS officer. Is that what Rahul Gandhi was doing there while he meets the IPS officer, those images being beamed back in Bihar, hoping that the Dalits would be able to see who's standing by them?
I think, Ankit, it should be about politics. Politics should be about saving the moral and constitutional fabric of the country and ensuring that Dalits get a voice. When a shoe is thrown at the Chief Justice of India saying कि सनातन धर्म की अपमान करने के लिए, when Hariom Valmiki is murdered in broad daylight in Raebareli, or IPS Puran Kumar commits suicide in writing a 8-page long letter, accusing people in the higher bureaucracy of caste-based, harassment. This calls for action and this calls for somebody to step up, because this is a reality. You were just talking about how this Chirag Paswan just visited, how this was Bihar. And I was looking at stats of Bihar. 64% Dalits in Bihar come under the poverty line. 63.4% is the unemployment rate. Only 4.6% are the marginal laborers and 1.3% Dalits, fare in government jobs. Average 17 crimes per day happen, 17 atrocities, and the last 10 years average of the state is 85,684. And the budget allocation, Ankit, has reduced from 2.59 to 1.29%. This shows that, having a fair share of, giving them constitutional guarantee of representation, constitutional guarantee of equality, is not fairing up. And that's why politics should be around it, and it's better it's around it.
Okay, Dr. Tripathi, stay on with me. Let me bring in Amitabh Tiwari on this. Amitabh, 19.65% Dalit vote in Bihar. I mean, while Mr. Alok or Mr. Tripathi could say that don't look at their leader's visit or the people, those who are associated with the NDA, union minister going there, leader of opposition going there. Don't link it with politics. But can, at this moment, this be discounted? 19.65% Dalits in the state of Bihar. Chirag Paswan going there is also symbolic. The BJP does not want to be seen, or at least is wary that the Dalit vote bank should stay intact. Chirag Paswan is a young Dalit face who would, of course, be leading the charge for the party, for the NDA in Bihar. And so is Rahul Gandhi, his continuous theme. Can we bereft it of politics?
No, of course, I mean, it cannot be bereft of politics. The Dalit vote bank is going to play the kingmaker role in Bihar assembly elections. What happens is that we normally just focus on the SC reserved seats, which are 38, and which the NDA 127 and the Mahagathbandhan 17. But essentially, the Dalit community is kingmaker in the balance of the seats. Because in the SC reserved seats, all candidates are from the Dalit community. So the other caste communities are kingmakers here. But in the balance, roughly 200 seats, 205 seats, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 votes can tilt the scale in the favor of any party. And as you've shown, three blocks, big blocks, Ravidas community, Paswan community, and the Manji community. These three groups account for 65% of the Dalit community. And there is also some friction between these communities. That's why we see the Ravidas community largely voting for the BSP in borders around Uttar Pradesh or even the Mahagathbandhan. So if you look at the pattern of the results in last Vidhan Sabha election, in whichever administrative zone the Dalit population is high, which is Magad, Patna, and Bhojpur,
Right.
Mahagathbandhan was leading, or rather Patna was a tie. So wherever the Dalit population is high, the RJD or the Mahagathbandhan did well. Even in Lok Sabha, we saw 29 seats, which essentially the Mahagathbandhan has won, has come from the Shahabad area or the Magad area.
Okay.
So this is a vote bank which everybody is targeting, and with the appointment of Rajesh Ramji, the Congress party hopes that it can get
Right.
it can make a dent into this vote, and they will largely play the role of kingmakers. Whichever way they vote, it could decide the fate of these elections.
Absolutely. I mean, like Amitabh explained very well, it's a very well calculated move, to send across a message back in Bihar. Sanjeev Srivastava, let me bring you in. And that is, don't you think that is where Chirag Paswan has also come into his own as a political leader? Has got 29 seats, is being seen as one of the biggest gainer as far as the NDA seat sharing is concerned. A young Dalit face goes to, in fact, Haryana as well, trying to consolidate or do away with any worries the NDA would have as far as the Dalit vote is concerned in Bihar?
See, Chirag Paswan, Ankit finds himself, we saw it in the last election also, he is in a peculiar position. He wants to be a part of the ruling alliance, but also has to play the role of some kind of an opposition face, because he fights a tough battle not only with Nitish, but at one level also with Tejasvi. So there is a vote. So while Amitabh just gave a breakdown of the Ravidas, Manjis and the Paswans and the overall, you said 20% of Dalit vote, but like we just saw and heard, that the Dalit vote is also fractured. It's not one block, one solid block of 20% going this way or that way. So everybody needs to guard his constituency, guard their turf. At the same time, the larger narrative, of course, is for the opposition, India bloc. As the larger narrative for the BJP is the cultural Hindutva, nationalism. The larger narrative for the opposition is to kind of break that larger Hindu formation into caste and subcaste. So many tough battles are being fought at different levels. So it makes it very, very, very interesting. But like Ajay Alok began by saying, while we discuss the politics, the reality of the suicide, the manner in which it has happened, the long note.
Absolutely.
It's just so unfortunate that in 2025, these kind of instances just keep happening with a sickening mob.
Yeah, but you're right. But it's also unfortunate in 2025 that, people are looked as part of the vote bank or the numbers that they bring in. Ajay Alok, let me bring you in on that at this moment. It can't be denied, and you understand Bihar politics better than most. It can't be denied how the caste and the, considerations are at play. I mean, Chirag Paswan is wielding that influence over NDA, and possibly as a young Dalit face, it suits the BJP. You have learned your lesson from what happened in Uttar Pradesh in 2024, or even with your tally going down in Bihar as compared to the last election in 2019.
Definitely, there were some downswings in 2024, but still we had a strike rate of 75% in 2024 in Bihar also. Now, let's not forget that only by merely visiting a diseased person will swing the Dalit vote. It's not like that. Had it been like that, then we can very well imagine that the whole Dalit vote of Bihar will go to either Chirag Paswan or to Rahul Gandhi's Congress party. Dalit inspiration comes from what you have worked for them. When you visit any Ravidas community, when you visit any Mushar community, when you visit any Manji community, and you take their cadre class and sit with them, you will come to know that what kind of respect they have for Baba Saheb Ambedkar. And every Dalit knows how Congress insulted Baba Saheb Ambedkar right from the beginning. It's there in the mindset of every Congress leader, how to insult Dalits. And they are talking of Dalit improvement.
Sir, you are making this assertion at a time when the NCRB data has shown an upswing as far as the BJP states are concerned in the atrocities against Dalits. So how does that work with what you are saying on television at this moment?
What I'm talking about Bihar, what the NCRB data you're talking about is from till 2022. And let me tell you one thing very clearly, that in Bihar, since the India government came, there hasn't been any massacre. There were multiples, at least 6 Dalit massacres in Bihar, right from Bathani Tola to Bathe to everything. And people of Bihar have not forgotten this. And the Congress was part of that government, which led to the massacre. So all these memories are still very much vibrant in among people of Bihar. And what NDA has done for them in the last 20 years is not merely seeking votes and seeking sympathy. We seek vote because of our work, what we have done, and that reflects. And we are not here
to... Is this, Dr. Tripathi, an attempt,
a
continuous attempt as far as the Congress party is concerned to woo the Dalit vote? You know that there is, of course, a caste, a religious caste combination that works for the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar. There is an additional factor that is needed, and that is why a scramble as far as the Dalit votes are concerned in the state.
I think I disagree with you, Ankit, when you say they have been looked upon as a vote bank. I think Dalit identity is a very prominent identity. They are demanding answers that why has atrocities on them increased by 40%? Why does 35,950 suicides in a year are by Dalit students? They are demanding why there is out of the 498 SC/ST codes, only 196 have been left out. They are demanding that out of the manual scavenging jobs, 35,000 odd workers who are doing it, 91.9%, why do they belong from SC community? So they are taking their identity with the pride, and Congress proudly stands with their demands of representation, their demands of resistance, and their demands of, they clamor for equality. And that's the whole Congress politics around it. And it should be met. A high time that politics should stop giving them. There's a famous poem that Kaun Jaat mein ho, Hindu ho sahab. किसमें आते हो, आता हूँ ना आपकी गाली में आता हूँ, गंदी नाली में आता हूँ, अलग की थाली में आता हूँ. I think we should move away from this politics. Dalits are owning their identity, and Dalits are demanding questions that why this.
Like I said, it's all very good to say all these things on television, but there are certain realities, political realities that kick in once you go into elections, and the optics in elections, Amitabh, all of us know how important they are. Hence, a Chirag Paswan will dash to Chandigarh, so is Rahul Gandhi. But let me understand this from you, Amitabh. Is there a fear factor as far as the BJP is concerned, or at least they are trying to learn the lesson that the Dalit did not overwhelmingly support, especially in UP and Bihar in the 2024 elections, and hence Chirag Paswan becomes the face of the NDA when it comes to the Dalit vote. It is also moving on from Jitin Ram Majhi with only 6 seats and Chirag Paswan getting 29 seats. So the role adjustment there as far as the NDA is concerned.
No, essentially it's a very close election, and given that Chirag Paswan brings that 5 to 6% vote share to the NDA, and that we've seen has stayed loyal with LJP for many elections now. Also, the fact that in 2020 Chirag Paswan was not in NDA and we saw a very close election. In 2024, Chirag Paswan was with NDA. Still, around 40% of the Dalit community voted for the Mahagathbandhan. So there are cracks which have started to appear, and it's all about narratives in election. Despite the governance schemes, the freebies, and many issues parallelly, like the atrocities on Dalits, all of these will likely play a role in the elections going forward, and these could determine how and where the Dalit vote goes to, because there are fissures within the community also. It's not a monolithic vote bank, and 3 vote banks could slightly vote differently also, and the Manji community and Paswan community largely with NDA as of now.
Okay, Sanjeev Srivastava, let me understand this from you, sir. While do these optics really matter that much? Does a Rahul Gandhi or a Chirag Paswan going there, as Ajay Alok was also saying, that just merely 2 leaders going there, that doesn't translate automatically into votes? Does it matter that much? Or do you think that, it is just part of a larger imagery that the politicians want to convey to the Dalit community in Bihar?
So, Ankit, I think it's a mix of both. These optics do matter. Suppose if only Rahul Gandhi had gone and nobody from NDA, then it would have become a big talking point. Now both of them going kind of makes it again even Stevens kind of a situation. So if they had not gone, it would have been an issue. So optics and perception, it's part of the politics, but very honestly, and I don't know whether everybody will agree, but I think most of these things around election time become big talking points on debates like these and amongst chattering classes. On the ground, most things there are very few fence sitters usually there, unless something very huge happens. Okay. And an unfortunate event in Haryana, I don't think in a big way impacts the Bihar election.
Ajay Alok, in conclusion, let me ask you this. While we are talking about the numbers and who votes for whom, the proof of the pudding would be in eating it. Everybody would be very keenly looking at the number of Dalits or the EBCs candidates which are put up by each of the alliance. Last time, if you look at the unreserved seats, it was only about 14% EBCs that got an opportunity as far as the NDA camp is concerned. Is there a sense this time that this number should go up to send across a message to these marginalized communities?
Well, see, we have a certain number of SC seats and very few, maybe 2 of ST seats. So all the SC seats are definitely going to be taken by this community only. And top of the above, we have also placed SC candidates in general seats too. This has been done by NDA, not for the first time, but we have been doing this for the last 2 to 3 terms, and the results are exceptionally good. People of Bihar do understand the need for the need to get the NDA back in power because of the work we have done. So we are fully confident that the SC community definitely is going to be in our favor, in our consolidation, and whatever the misconception was put up by this Indi Gathbandhan in 2024, that Arakshan khatam ho jayega, Samvidhan badal jayega, all that misnomer is nowhere to be seen. And the results were very much clear in the by-polls, which were held just 6 months back, where NDA grabbed all 6 seats, out of which there were 1 reserve seat also. So this time the equation is the table has been turned, and we are completely confident that we are going to secure more than 200 seats.
Okay, Dr. Tripathi, last 30 seconds to you. I'm completely out of time. Is this, should this be seen as an extension of the opposition creating that entire narrative of Samvidhan Khatre mein hai, your reservation would go? Because this is something that you have also spoken in the SIR, that the marginalized are being targeted by the Election Commission on behest of the BJP. Should this be seen as an extension of that in hope to garner votes in Bihar?
Let me tell you, Ankit, it was not created by opposition. Their senior leaders, NDA senior leaders, went on to say कि 400 पार होगा तो हम संविधान बदलेंगे. So the Dalits gave a verdict. The marginalized communities gave a verdict. The संविधान बदलने की तो किसी की हिम्मत नहीं है देश में. And that's why they were reduced to 240, and they got their lessons. And that's why the whole announcement of caste census, the whole announcement of the whole freebies and everything are happening. But Dalits see through. When I state the figure, they are living it, the reality. They are facing it every other day, and that's why when we say, and look at Congress party, it's not just about representation. We need to have Dalit voices. When Rajesh Ramji leads the other Bihar Congress unit, we have a representation at the highest level in a state. We have the highest representation at the national level in the states in the form of Kargeji. And he's not just a Dalit leader, he's a prominent politician who happens to own his Dalit identity on his sleeve. And that's why Congress just not only walks, it talks, they walk the talk too.
All right. I will thank you so much to all of you for calmly presenting your point of view and opinions on this very important story. Two things in conclusion I would like to say. One is the reality. Of course, caste politics, the Dalit identity is important, and this is what political parties understand, and hence optics are something that they don't want to miss out on. And that is the reason why you would see politicians making a beeline on cases like this. And number two, atrocities against the marginalized is still a reality, rather than just tokenism of putting up some candidates, going for photo ops, or having some nominal leaders in your party in key positions. It needs to go beyond that. It just can't be a tool and to meet the political ends.